Hi, this is Arlene Peck welcoming you to my show. Wow, it's Arlene Peck. And today I got a lady that I really have to stay on my toes because she is a dynamite woman. She's probably Gloria Allred is probably America's most famous woman attorney. She's probably one of America's most famous women. And I think if you stood her next to the Pope, someone would come up and say, who's that guy next to Gloria Allred? Because everybody knows who she is. I was going to read you. She's got degrees up her gazoo, which I'll try and get into some of them. But I promise you, I was getting off her bio, and after about page 20, because she's got so many things. LA Magazine named her one of the 50 most interesting people in Los Angeles. Time Magazine called her one of the nation's most effective advocates of family rights and feminist causes. She's had a talk show on KABC for 14 years, writes a column in the Daily Journal, selected by USA Today as one of the most important radio talk show hosts in America. And the list goes on. And I didn't even know all these degrees that you had. You were what, summa cum laude from where?
I was actually cum laude from University of Pennsylvania.
And you got your MA?
But graduated with honors in English from the University of Pennsylvania.
You're something. I've been friends with you a lot of years. I know. I have to keep up with this lady. I don't even know almost where to start. Gloria, thank God, is one of the kind of guests. I can only think of one of the guests I had like that was Steve Allen. Steve Allen would go on my show 7, 8 times, and he was such an icon also. I would just sit there and say, here's Steve. So all I have to do really is just say, name a topic and say, here's Gloria. And then I'm going to have them put the shots for 2 of us so I can say every now and then, okay. I mean, I don't know where to start. We've got so many things that you're involved with. First of all, abortion rights. I want to do that because I'm so strong pro-choice as you. And what does Bush and the things they have mean to us as women?
Well, first of all, thank you, Arlene, for inviting me to be with you today.
Oh, I love when you come on. It's always great.
And I did join the March on Washington for Women's Lives, which was a march of 1 million+ women on Washington to demonstrate support for the legal right to choose abortion and for reproductive choice. And we are concerned about the upcoming election of where there will be a choice, and the public will have to decide whether or not it is going to elect a president who is anti-choice and who has vowed to select someone like Justice Scalia, who is anti-choice, to the Supreme Court if he has a vacancy to fill, or a pro-choice candidate such as John Kerry. Of course, it's a very important decision because Roe v. Wade is the Supreme Court decision as a result of which abortion is safe and legal, and it was decided by a 5-4 vote. And if one of those 5 pro-choice justices retires, resigns, or becomes deceased, then the president will have an opportunity to fill the vacancy. If that vacancy is filled with an anti-choice justice, it could change the course of rights for women in this country. Abortion could again become a crime. It could become restricted or made illegal, and that's what we're concerned about.
I mean, they did coat hangers when I was growing up,
Well, is a return to the days when abortion was unsafe and illegal, as it was before 1973. So the next election is extremely important. There's really no question by anyone that in the next 4 years, it is likely that whoever is president will have an opportunity to make appointments to the United States Supreme Court. And that's why it's important that we marched and that we select a pro-choice president.
You're like the hero of women and feminist rights. No, truly. I mean, we go out there. There's like every time anybody sees Gloria, someone comes over. I don't want to say they want to kiss your hand or anything, but I mean, it's like you have earned it. You paid your dues, but you go out on a limb. You do. I mean, some of your causes sometimes I've questioned. I mean,
For example, which ones? I
like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and so. I happen to think sometimes that some of them, I question.
So you question the lawsuit that we brought against him on behalf of a woman who made allegations of sexual misconduct against Governor Schwarzenegger, and on the day that she made those allegations at a press conference, then the campaign of Arnold Schwarzenegger issued an email to reporters saying, regarding Gloria Allred, Rhonda Miller partisan attack. See LA County Superior Court criminal website. Type in Rhonda, type in Miller, and then they suggested that I should have investigated her more fully. And also that someone from the campaign sent out a Rhonda Miller criminal record with pages and pages of felonies.
I heard that wasn't.
This was not the same Rhonda Miller that I had the news conference with. So what we're saying is, were they trying to send a message to other women who made allegations of sexual misconduct that their reputations would be ruined if, in fact, they stood up and made allegations? My Rhonda Miller has never been arrested for anything in her life. Are you thinking, Arlene, then, because, as you say, you like Arnold Schwarzenegger, that was okay to suggest somehow that people should look at a criminal website and somehow make by innuendo or suggestion that she would have a criminal record?
No, that point was not good. I'm saying, but the whole thing of what happened with him years ago. I mean, I actually have more important things I want to get into.
What is it that you think was wrong about that? Do you think she should not sue
the campaign
or Governor Schwarzenegger for doing that? There's no question that was not the same Rhonda Miller.
How many years ago did this happen?
This happened within the year.
No. This was the incident with.
This happened the day before.
No, his harassment of her.
Election.
His harassment. I'm saying it was.
But this lawsuit is a lawsuit for libel.
It was. Yeah, but it was so many years ago. I'm just saying.
No, the email was sent the day before.
I'm not talking about that.
Well, I am talking about that because that's what the lawsuit is about. That's what you seem to question.
I thought the lawsuit was about the fact that he supposedly sexually harassed her.
The lawsuit that we have against
before.
Governor Schwarzenegger is about the email, which in our view appeared to suggest that somehow our Rhonda Miller, who made the allegations of sexual misconduct, had a criminal record when in fact she had none. She's never been arrested for anything in her life.
That's not what I was talking about. I was talking about the incident was supposedly, I thought, happened 20-something years ago. I said, who cares? I mean, I want him to. I mean, it was
there are 16 or 17 women who've made allegations against Governor Schwarzenegger.
Wow.
So are you saying who cares about what they allege he did to them?
No. But
there are actually women who do care.
There's cases, but there are cases. All right, I'm gonna win with Gloria Allred. I mean, right. However, there are cases. I'll go with the ones I agree with you on.
Here's what I say.
Yeah.
Let everybody testify under oath. Let Governor Schwarzenegger testify under oth. Let the women come forward and testify under oath. Let's do it in public, and then let the public decide who they believe.
It's sort of like, I feel like if Clinton, I didn't hire Clinton to be Pope. I hired him to be president. And at that time, I thought, I was making more money than I ever did life with, I mean, it wasn't like the agony I think we're living through every day. And so,
I'm not really clear on what you're saying. Are you saying President Clinton had a right to lie under oath?
No, I don't.
Because that's what he did. He lied under oath.
No, but I think we got so focused in this country with Monica Lewinsky. Everything was Monica Lewinsky for 2 years. That's all I heard. That we get so focused with one little thing. And
but the real question was not Monica Lewinsky, but did he, in a sexual harassment lawsuit, have a right to lie under oath or to the grand jury? I don't think anyone does have that right, whether it's President Clinton or anybody else.
But
I think the Governor Schwarzenegger should be accountable if, in fact, he had anything to do with lying about Ms. Miller or libeling her. If that's the case, then he should be accountable.
I'm more interested in him instead of his sexual harassment issues or whatever. I'm more interested in get us out of the mess we're in. Mm-hmm. But
well, I don't know. I mean, in other words, you think that if in fact he sexually harassed women, that he shouldn't be accountable?
Let it wait till he finishes and get it. It's 20-something years.
When is a good time? In other words, if he would choose to run for president?
He's finished, yes.
Well, you see, I never think, I mean, I kind of have the Martin Luther King Jr. philosophy, which was, he had said, and he said it certainly better than I'm going to say it, that people always want us to wait for another time, a better time, to assert civil rights. But I think that people who have been injured or believe that they have been injured by a violation of their rights shouldn't have to be patient any longer to wait to assert to some other time. Maybe never. They should do it when they have a legal right to do it and when they feel they must do it.
In a case of a sexual harassment 20 years earlier or something, I'm saying the timing, the day before the election or something like that, to me, it's like suspect. And when somebody, I think...
Well, we're not suing over that, as I said at the news conference that day.
Yeah, all right, but...
That time limit had passed for her to sue on the sexual harassment charge.
Wow.
And we never said we were suing on that, nor did we.
I'm even being...
But we sued for the email, which we alleged was libelous.
The email, I'm saying I agree. But
okay,
you know...
That's where we are.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm saying...
She'd like to have her day in court.
The issue, I'm just saying, and the fact that in this country we get so focused, the press, on, all right, then you're handling Lacey Peterson. I'm saying, you know, I mean, you were involved.
Well, I'm actually not handling Lacey Peterson.
No, I'm saying
I do represent Amber Fry, who is a witness in the case of People versus Scott Peterson, in which the deceased, the murder victims, are Lacey Peterson and Connor Peterson, the fetus she was carrying.
Was there anything special you want to get into that about that case? Because that was probably one of the most, premier cases we've had all year as far as court cases.
Well, I mean, that's a terrible case, and it's really caught the imagination of the nation. And I represent Amber Fry, and Amber is a young woman that was having a relationship with Scott Peterson, not knowing he was married, and he told her he was not married. And
no, men wouldn't do that. Would men do that?
In reliance on that, she had a relationship with him.
Yeah.
And it's reported that she will be an important witness in the upcoming trial.
You know, it's things like that. I'm saying, and how do I explain? In a case like that, in the Lacey Peterson cases, in the Michael Jackson cases, they're important. I mean, they're very important cases. As an attorney, I'm saying thank God you're at the forefront of a lot of these things, that, you're there to do justice and get these things brought to trial. As a country, I think we have lost, and maybe I look at it as another way, because I also am a journalist. If you want to check who I am, folks, go click on Arlene Peck on any of the, the search engines. You will see, really, I've got thousands of sites of my columns and things. Go read what I write. And so I write more political, worldwide issues, things like that. And so as a press person, I think we get so focused on O.J. Simpson trial or Kobe trial or Lacey Peterson, which are really, they're interesting, they're important. I'm not saying they're not. But I think as a country, we have lost the focus of really the issues of the country, I'm saying, that we are facing, where they could, nuke the world, but as long as they've got, the flash comes on, Lacey Peterson at 11 or Michael Jackson at 10, or, what I'm saying? I'm not demeaning the cases as I am. That's the time I said, the other countries could go do whatever they want to, because we will never know about it in this country, because everything will be, whatever important glamour case it's on that week. And that's what bothers me as a reporter writing on world issues. I think we've gotten too focused and we've gotten off the track. However, getting back on the track, like, there's things that you have represented, like Hooters, the case with Hooters, which to me is outrageous.